Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's Lorecrimes being never late and always on time.
Every single
How is
time.
everybody?
Well,
Yeah,
we're all good,
all
brother.
the time.
Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching. Merry Christmas to the boys.
Merry
The
Christmas.
boys. I'm seeing no one else was dressed on theme, so
yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah, silly guy. So I can't wait to receive, lovely compliments in the chat. Like,
we
it's
get
going
a
to
donation on brand, on theme for your hat. Actually,
be nothing but positive. What do we do today, boys? Because it's a bit on theme, isn't it?
Well, I'm just distracted by DJ Beast comments going, "How looks like the kidnapped child elf, and Andy looks like a racist trucker." It's a White Scars hat. It's very tolerant. It's very, very good. Anyway, so today we're doing a tier list, and this was Hal's idea, I believe. This time we're going to rank all of the Christmas boxes. So these are what they called, Hal, the specific title for these?
Battle
Battle Forces.
The little
yes.
term. So some of us is probably already, it's a bit late to buy them because they always sell out within like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the Dark Angels one is gone. I had a look and I was like, oh, it looks nice.
Unless they were a particularly bad one. There have been a few of those.
If you're a few lucky people that are out there are some, I'm assuming, floating around at any point, but mostly this is GW's version of like, we are just going to try and give you maximum savings, although I won't say maximum savings in the last few years. But these some of these they truly have a fantastic money saving element, and you get a fantastic range of models. Others are clearly not in the same echelon, and it's really just, it feels like GW are dumping what's left in stock.
Dump it.
I have bought a few in my time, maybe one or two, but for kind of, we want to rate them, see which ones are actually kind of worth it, or decent model, maybe some that'll have lore potential, or things where it's like, that's actually something to get excited about, and if it maybe just stinks like arsehole, maybe this one is terrible, like, what the hell are they doing? Again, already peddling the terrible slop. But I appreciate it, boys. There's probably, I will say you first, though, there's no Eldar battle forces there. I don't think there was like
no, there's not. Thank you.
I was referring to the old like 2006 one in my caption, but there's no new one.
I had a look, and there was one in like late, like I think it was 2018. There was one with a lot of yellow Eldar, and I was like, oh, Eldar, and then it's like nothing since.
Yeah. I would like to, before we start, say, go to hell, chat. I'm finishing my glass of water right now.
Damn, it wasn't our case, though. But we're going to go straight into it, though. I will say as well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you guys so much for the support and all that stuff. Christmas.
Yep.
We're going to start off strong and, the most unique, like crazy faction. No one ever think of this. This is Space Marines. I think we might have to zoom in here, Andy, just to give people a.
So this is the Interdiction Force. So it's kind of hard to see, but Interdiction Force. So you've got like a.
Actually, I have the breakdown. I've got a. I have the. I've got a. It includes a Primaris Captain in Phobos armor, an Invictus tactical war suit, an Impulsor, Primaris infiltrators / incursors, and some Primaris reavers. The total savings, I think at the time, I think this was like 2020 when this originally came out. There's probably a few of these knocking about. Yeah, 23 models. I mean, I think it cost about £120, which is $200 boosted up apparently at the time. It's when it came out. And the total savings that you could get from this box set was 55 quid / $91 compared to what would you get for you just buying the models regularly. I mean, it's a lot of the Phobos. I mean, it's all Phobos basically.
Yeah,
Phobos every day. Yeah.
I mean, it depends how people feel about this. I honestly do think
I don't like
this one is D tier.
The D tier.
I don't like the Dreadnoughty thingy, the open-chested one.
I don't like the Dreadnought that much either, but I like the rest of the Phobos guys.
It depends. Are we going off of like, is a mix of like what the saving value is versus, and also kind of what you get in the kit? Because saving value, I think you save quite a bit, but honestly, like even now, like to the current balance of 10th edition, a lot of the things that are on offer here are not necessarily. I mean, infiltrators are useful. Reavers apparently GW have been trying to save them. I mean, like they're trying to save Reavers. Like it's
there's nothing wrong with looking at what you're getting out of tabletop value on a box.
If you're playing a themey army, though, this is great for like Raven Guard or Raptors or something.
Is D too harsh then? Have I been too?
I think D's too harsh. It's
C. Like it's
you can use these as also just units kind of in your army.
Yeah, maybe it's like a passing grade. Box, There's nothing particularly spicy. It's just it's fine.
Thank you for coming. You submitted your assignment. do better. You didn't fail.
Yeah. I mean the captain in Phobos armor for me as well. Like that's one of the more uglier spaceman models. I feel like it's not as well balanced as some other thing. I honestly think it's kind of
Sevastus Akaran from Space.
Yeah, I mean he's.
Can I have like a Battle Force? Best I can do is one. Like,
maybe C for that then. Next one, Andy.
Eradication Legion. Necrons.
Oh, I have this one up as ready.
Much better than the CT.
This one is quite cool. This one came with a Cryptek with a Canoptek cloak. It had warriors and scarabs. It had a Triarch Stalker, a Canoptek Spider, Triarch Praetorian / Lich Guard, Immortals, and a Doom Scythe / Night Scythe.
That's a goated box. That is everything you need to start Necron.
That's pretty all around good.
Yeah.
The fact that you can
buy that for starting or as like a complementary thing for what you have already.
I think even there's nothing in that box again, like even now that's not useful. The Technomancer is particularly I think they call it Cryptek, but I think it's just playing it as Technomancer now. Yeah. Which is at 2020, I think it was just called Cryptek, but it's pretty damn good if you're able to just buy like something like Wraiths, and then you basically got a really like fantastic Necron army. Shout out to my boy Matt, who every time plays Necrons, and I never seem to beat him. Pretty good set though, like huge, like decent amount of models in the entire thing, and the models that you have are all like kind of the modern, up to date, like good looking ones. Right? There's nothing in there that looks jank.
I think we should hear the savings before we make our final decision.
Well, yes, sorry, the savings. It was retailed at £125, so 210. So it's a little bit tiny bit more expensive than the previous one, but the total savings was £74 / $109, which in comparison to the other one, it actually does save you a bit more money. So it's actually even a better deal compared to
that's an S tier box for me, bro.
Yeah, I would.
If we're just rating the most recent stuff.
I mean, it's probably, again, for the people listening, no longer probably available at all. But it was pretty good that they were able to get that out, though. I think if anyone wants to start Necron Army, just find it if you can.
So the next one is the Bastian platoon, some guards and stuff. He's got a big tank. Big tank. Big tank.
The Hydra, though. Does anyone use a Hydra?
This might be old enough that this is before the Cadian troop refresh bit. So this is the older models in this box.
Which is this one called again?
This one is called Bastian Platoon. I can read it out for you. It is contains a Cadian command squad, 2 Cadian shock troops, a Sentinel, a Chimera, Cadian heavy weapon squad, and a Hydra.
That's pretty cool. The Hydra is so out of place, but everything else is really cool. The Hydra is also cool, but it's
big.
I don't see why you wouldn't just have a Legion Rust though, or a Basilisk.
True.
But it's still cool. And it comes with lots of infantry, which is nice.
It's just the designers going like, can we just put the one with 4 turrets on the box? Because that looks cool.
They probably weren't selling enough of them, and so they just put them in the box.
True.
This one did cost £120, that's $200, and it's only a total saving of 60 quid / $92, which is kind of basically the same as the previous ones, really. They managed to keep it quite even, I guess, in 2020. You know, a lot of this is pandemic, I guess, at the time as well. So,
actually, I put a beats here because flyers are already useless, so you don't need a Hydra to shoot flyers with. For the last 10 years.
And it also does have the older I mean, there was an update to the Cadian troops as well, like a year later or something. So, poor guard getting their codex at the end of the end of 9th edition. Yeah, so
love me the Sentinel.
Love me guard.
I mean, I just don't feel strongly about that one.
Tau.
We got this Star Pulse Carder. Tau. D.
All right. Okay. Come on.
Okay.
I see a Piranha. I see a Piranha. It's one S tier.
Reading it out is a Commander, Fire Warriors, Pathfinder team, Crisis team, Broadside, and a Piranha.
That's pretty good.
I mean, like, you got plenty of infantry, the drones to go with them. You've got a Crisis suit team. You got a Broadside. You got the Piranha. This feels like kind of like a Necron box. This looks like everything you need to start a Tau army.
I would have liked to see there be a big tank in it, like all the other ones, but the Piranha will suffice.
It kind of makes up for it with like the 4 battle suits.
Yeah,
like it would be a bigger centerpiece model would be nice, but I feel it kind of scooches around where it's like we've got 5 decently sized models. You got plenty of infantry and drones. Like maybe not S tier like the Necrons, but I'd honestly say
A tier is pretty legit.
I think I'm happy with that one. The savings on this one was £62 / $99, so kind of
that's pretty good.
Kind of the same, maybe slightly more than a lot of what the other ones have to offer, like just a tiny bit. So it's again, the only problem with that you kind of do need with like I guess modern Tau now, like it's not a horde army, but you do need quite a lot of models. So this one is quite.
That's every army nowadays, isn't it?
Whatever. This one's quite a good deal, though. I'd say though. The only downside is you actually collect Tau, and people make fun of you.
Okay, all right, come on.
Yeah,
now.
that's
all right. Come on.
Down
Tau are epic.
It's a science fiction game. The aliens are allowed to have fun.
Well, if we're talking about the next, now we're going from aliens to heretics. This is is it Decimation?
I remember not liking this one. Pretty sure.
Well, I don't think you guys are going to like this one. What's contained within this box is a Chaos Lord, which is actually the old Lord now, so you can't get this one. It's one from Blackstone Fortress. It has a Chaos Space Marine squad, a Havoc squad, a Chaos Terminator squad, and a Forge Fiend. Which, to be fair, a Forge Fiend can be made into a Mauler Fiend. Yeah, so it's kind of a option, though.
I'm gonna argue for B tier, and hear me out. It is mostly just dudes, but at the very least, it's like one squad is standard. You got your Havocs and you got Terminators.
Yeah, it is a good start.
Lord choice, and then there's the big center. Yeah, like as a start, this is pretty good. I imagine if you got this, like, and you've been collecting chaos for a little while, probably not gonna need it because again, it is a lot of basic stuff. But if you've been looking at the time, again, all of these come with a caveat of at the time because they're all super sold out or just non-production.
Bear in mind, these are all the 2020 boxes, so we're going from 2020 to 24. So
I'm very sad we didn't go before that. My heart is broken.
So it might change your mind, Colin, here though, because the total retail price was again £120 / $200, but the total savings was only £45 / $80.
Man,
this is actually the worst deal.
That's tough.
Top of C.
That definitely hurts it.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in B because of the Terminators, but even worse savings and it's like lackluster. That's tough.
Yeah,
it's difficult because this is really before like a lot more of the Chaos stuff got refreshed, so it kind of was I mean, some of these sculpts are showing some age now, and not in terms of like look, but how you put them together. I mean, is anyone like that gassed about a Chaos? Like just squad, like a normal Chaos Warrior, like or squad. Like, yeah. Although to be fair, even now, all those things are relevant to any sort of detachment, though. But I think C tier, just because you can save as much money, and you get less for your choice compared to the other box sets, though. What is the next one there, Andy?
That's pretty good. I remember.
Brood Swarm.
Maybe.
This is the last of the 40k ones for 2020. Tyranids.
Oh, this is before the 10th edition refresh, though. So
yep, old Tyranids.
There's some old boys in here. Now, to be fair, older Tyranids do have their charm. There is something about it.
Awesome.
I'm not going to say they don't have
Hashtag
charm. I
pensioners.
am going to say, boy, the OG Gene Stealers were
awesome.
I'm sure when they first came out, they were awesome. Looking at them nowadays is like listening to people talk about this hit new record player thing. It's like, boy, it's we sure have gotten better with age.
Yeah,
Gargoyle
technology.
What is included in the box though is a Hive Tyrant, Gene Stealer Brood. There's 2 of those. A Gargoyle Brood, a Hive Guard, and a Horse. Harus. I can't pronounce this
Haruspects.
Haruspects. There you go. Or an Exocrine.
This is a weird box.
This one is a little bit more expensive than the other ones though. This was £125/$210, and the total savings though was £65. That's $103. So you do actually. It is like a few bucks more, only $10 more, but you actually did save 10 more bucks anyway. So you kind of were fine. Again, with hindsight now, I think a lot of you wouldn't buy this box ever today just because all the stuff in there basically got redone, which kind of sucks. But I guess at the time,
it's cool. It's really weird. They mixed like a bunch of different units together that don't really feel like they're supposed to be in the same army.
Yeah. I think this would be a really good box if you were like adding a bunch of just random stuff to your Tyranid army.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure like you'd have a Hive Tyrant, but everything else is in the territory of, maybe I'll try this out for a new list. So you could probably do that.
It's just the plugging holes box. It's like I don't have.
That's a really good description. I feel like this is the patch job box. You're like, oh, I'm missing X, Y, and Z. Here's the box of X, Y, and Z.
The double Gene Stealers is weird.
This is the flex tape of Warhammer.
I have to say, I missed the chat just for a second, and I've come back to the comment from Reris Pepe saying, "My toes are dry because Colin won't keep his promise." And I really have missed the context. All before
He's been saying stuff about licking his feet for the last 30 minutes.
Right. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. We do have a few
Sigmar things on here.
I think we had a few donations though. If you want to, point.
Let's read those.
Read them out. We do appreciate you boys so much.
I can start going them off. I've got them pulled up.
Okay.
Oh, they're on screen if you want to call them as well.
Yep, that would also be good. Donkey Man USA with the $5. Thank you. Stream late due to Hal gooning with Santa and the reindeer. All right.
Yeah, as you can see from the hat.
Where'd you get the hat from? Stole it from one of the others.
The worst thing is that comment was just prophetic visions because that was before we started. Bloody shirt music with a 2. Primarch fetish tier list when? Okay.
No. Thank you for the $2.
One day, but we went out of ideas.
For late.
Yeah.
That's my
we've summoned him.
One just mighty slog of sickness.
$5. Exalted of the Red Angel goes an S. You can't change my mind. P.S. Elf bad. Well, you threw in that at the end. Go ahead.
Thank you for the vibe.
World Eaters players. Damn. I don't think I have the next one though. Is that one?
Well, these are now the Age of Sigmar ones for 2020. So this one is the Ogor mawtribes.
You might have to look that
one up.
So I don't know to zoom in as well. I haven't got the Age of Sigmar one, unfortunately.
It's kind of hard to see, but yeah. Ogor.
It is just called Ogor mawtribes. They just named. Oh no, Meat Grinder Warglut. There it is under the big old name.
Quite the name.
I mean, it is definitely an ogre box. You get a tyrant. You get 12 just standard bruisers. I think you get 4 lead belchers. I don't remember the name of the ogres in the back with the bigger melee weapons. But they sure are ogres again. You get a giant, and you get a big old cannon.
I mean,
that's pretty good.
I'm thinking comparing that to what is essentially the ogre spearhead right now. I imagine it's not quite. It really lacks variation in play. For it's kind of just a big mob, isn't it?
It is just a big mob, but the ogre spearhead. It has some variation. Has one different unit, and Well, it only has one unit that isn't in this, and it's the cavalry. Which, granted, yeah, but like
that's my boy.
oh
That's
no,
my
no,
boy.
there's lead belchers here. Never mind. I don't know. Quantity of the same thing over variety. Most of this box is a big guy who hits things, where the Ogre Spearhead has a little bit more. But I will give the BattleForce some credit. 16, 17, including the giant models of ogres coming to beat you to death. You know, that's the Ogre army. They charge, and then they rip you into pieces. And this box is sure doing that.
Is there any info on its savings? Does it have it on there?
Let me see.
Possibly.
We need Aspect's tactics.
DJ Beast, I do not prefer to go into to the New Testament or Old Testament, brother.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Sacrilegious.
The Necron.
It looks like the savings here are not very good. The price is 125 pounds and $210. And you save 35 pounds and $50.50. I think this bad boy
is tough.
Has to go to the bottom of seat. Yeah, no, those savings are abysmal. I think it can stay at the top of D tier because it knows what it wants to do and it does it. But boy, those savings are brutal.
That one a D for destitute. That was like, that's not even funny how bad the savings were.
Yeah,
they have some redemption later on ogres. Don't worry though. I wish we could do more. I want to buy that spearhead of ogres so bad, just because I'm like, I have ideas about that army.
So the next one, Disciples of Tzeentch.
Let's see,
27 models, I believe.
It's this has some stuff in it. It's got a. Let me pull up a picture of it. I've got the BattleForce. I just want to see it as a picture. I like my pictures. It's got a Lord of Change. You can never really go wrong with that. It has a whole lot of horrors. It's looking like
the same one, Andy, that we're looking at.
Oh wait, no, this might be.
I don't think that's the same one.
Background.
This is the one that is still available in stores though, because I know this one.
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Andy, that's currently in stores. I think that might be a spearhead, but we can use it in place because I do have what this box has.
Okay.
The Disciples of Tzeentch has Zangor Enlightened.
Hey, that's cool. Right?
A Lord of Change, so that's doing some lifting. A Gaunt Summoner, and Kyric Acolytes. Some standard just fellas with some weapons to hit.
Now, I actually say this value of this box kind of goes up quite a lot because so much of what's actually in the box is translatable into 40k as well.
That is, you can double team. And I'm sure if you want to just turn the Kyric Acolytes, just say they're cultists. Just run them as cultists.
They are in, I think they're not the Warcry one as well. That's a different Tzeentch unit, I think.
But I've got something that, just looking at, the variety of this box, it's not great. I'm never escaping Zangor Hell. But it does save things a bit. Retail price, 125 pounds, $210. Total savings from is 65 pounds and $102. The usual value is 190 pounds and $312. So I will give it credit. It's saving on some models.
That's again, and I think the fact that it does translate into the Lord of Change can also be Kairos Fate Weaver as well.
Yeah,
from the
that's another nice thing.
Zangor Enlightened can be two variations as well. It could be a melee variation or a range one, which again can then be put in 40k. Zangor's my beloved, just standard Zangors. I mean, they are a meme.
Gaunt Summoner, you can always use a wizard. It's a Tzeentch army. Fun fact: you can always fit another wizard into the army.
I think that with from what I currently know, the Tzeentch faction though is just not as strong compared to a lot of the other stuff. Which I do again like.
They had
I guess I can't rate the box set on that. The box set is more about just like what do you like, rather than like how the faction is doing because balance changes all the time. Yeah. I would maybe put this one at the. Does it go in A or does it deserve to be in B?
I'd say top of B. A lot of what's doing that is like the heavy lifting on the savings. Like with the savings, you could almost buy another Lord of Change. So I'd say it's pretty good value.
Okay.
A bit too heavy on the Zangor, but that's I'm more accepting of that in fantasy.
Yeah,
I'm more accepting of that in fantasy and AOS because the goat monsters, they're beastmen. They belong there.
We should do a whole podcast episode just on Zangors. It'll be.
I might call myself on stream.
Or just like the variation.
Might be my last Lorecrimes episode.
Beastmen, Corngors, like Slangors, and Zangors.
How about we just do ourselves? Wait, where is this?
Kharadron Overlords is the next one. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a Beastman Battle Force. So like, one, I don't see this, and two, put it into immediate F tier because you can't use it anymore.
Rip Beastman.
What's the Kharadron Overlord one called, Andy?
Blimp.
Is this called Kharadron Overlords? Again, I think I might have made a mistake here where it's like a spearhead one. This is what the internet told me.
It is called the Barak Nar Skyfleet. And with it, it's I will say, a little jumping ahead, there's not too much in it, but it is pretty good on the savings. So you get, this might be the best dwarf name I've ever heard, Brock Grungson. I want to put into S tier just for that guy alone.
Nice.
2 Grunstock gun haulers, which are the 2 little blimps, an Archonok frigate, which is the big blimp, and 6 Skywardens / Endrin riggers, which are the normal dudes with the balloons.
I think it's the only the benefit of this box. I was gonna say a downside, but I realize it's actually the benefit. There's not much in the Kharadron Overlord range, so this might just be the range that we're looking at.
You are missing like the basic infantry, but it gives you a good amount of the specials. I like big Bioshock blimp. All right, I'm very biased. I like the Bioshock aesthetic.
It is a good.
It does help.
But with the savings though, total value is 190 in pounds, 308 in dollars. And you save 65 pounds for this one being only 125 and $98 for 210. I would
that's probably one of the best so far, actually.
I'd say B tier, honestly. Like it's pretty good. It's
maybe like here.
I think maybe move the Tzeentch one down.
I would honestly put it like above the Tzeentch one because you can buy a whole nother big blimp and have $18 left over with how much this thing costs, or you're $2 short of another set of those 2 little blimps. So, and like for buying this army, it saves you like enough to actually get more of this army, relatively speaking.
And having a smaller range means that you don't need to buy as many different types of units. So this containing a lot of your essential units is actually really handy.
Obviously, yeah, or you can go the other way and buy some of the basic infantry with what you save. So I would say top of B. Ooh,
what's the next one? I haven't seen that before.
Gloomspire Gitz.
Gloomspire. That's still one of the coolest things about AOS. Is the whole goblin.
They turned goblins into a nightmare horror faction.
I love that in the Gotrek. I think it is like Git Slayer, maybe, is it? I think it's the one of the Age of Sigmar, where it's the guy who stares at the moon, and the moon is like winking back at him.
It's what's his name? I'm forgetting his name, but his whole thing is the moon talked back to him once, and he will lead his people from that.
Awesome.
Also, the moon has a meteor that floats around it. That's Skarsnik. Shout out to my boy Skarsnik. He finally made it.
They didn't forget about him. Do you have?
Don't ask how he turned into a rock. I do. So this comes with a unit of squig hoppers.
Oh my beloved!
I like squigs. A loon boss on a giant cave squig, which is the bigger one up front. 6 Rotgut Troggoth, so stone trolls. And a Dankhold Troggoth / Trog boss, big troll. I do have to admit, I like this box for what it gives you. I have not looked much at the Gloomspite gitz. I've heard you would usually want to focus on, like, if you're going to run trolls, you want to go a bit heavier on the trolls. If you're going to run the normal guys, go a bit heavier on the normal guys. So I think it is a little bit like split down the middle, kind of like the Tyranid box. If it's like, it's not really committing to one thing, but it does give you enough of each of those things that you can use it for either a patchwork or to get a start on the army. So I'm not going to penalize it too much. What I do feel I should penalize it for is the savings. It's not the worst. It's not the Ogre box, but retail value is 100. I guess actually, all things considered, it's also not a super valuable box. Retail value was 162 pounds. You save $42.50 to bring it down to 120. $270. You save $70 to bring it down to $200. So actually, not. I guess now that I'm thinking about it,
it's only slightly worse than some of the ones in B tier. I think you get like a saving of like 80 to 90.
Where did we put the chaos box?
Top of C.
It's the top of C.
I'd say put it right above, because it's actually 1% worse on the savings than the chaos box.
Okay.
But the chaos box is also $80 more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Hang on a minute.
I think the savings was worse on
the saving is a little bit worse on the Gloomspite gitz.
Hmm.
It's just, I think the thing is just like, it's cheap relatively, but also
you do get a lot of models as well. You get a lot for what you're buying. Well, like you have to have a lot. May I put that in on a downside of it, because it's obviously a faction which is hordes. Therefore, you actually need to assemble paint and get a huge army anyway. So just kind of, it's a slight downside where it's like you don't feel like you're saving as much money, even though you bought off a whole huge ton of models. I think and it can be done where, like the Tyranid one, you can actually get really good savings on a lot of these. So I don't know, maybe in between the Chaos and the Space Marine one.
Okay, well, just to let you know, guys, we got a few to go.
Oh my god!
So
I feel like we could skip some of the Age of Sigmar ones.
We're almost done for 2020.
Knows about them.
So this one's Stormcast Eternals Vanguard Brotherhood. 32 miniatures. There's a big one.
I think it kind of goes downhill because a lot of those Stormcast ones are no longer relevant because they updated the range. So
at the time, I would give this a C. It's got a lot of cats in it.
We'll leave it there then. What's the next one there?
Nighthawk Court of the Craven King. 46 miniatures.
This sure gives you a whole lot of chain wraiths or whatever they're called. I give it B. Gives you some hex wraiths, gives you some cavalry, gives you different ghosts. It's B.
Who's a spooky ghost?
Speed through some of these.
Skaven, Corrupting Warthworm, 45 minutes.
I'm sure I see a. He's already put it in A because he's.
A tier. No, this is A tier. You get a plague furnace. You get a plague claw catapult, which can be a warp lightning cannon. You get a gray seer. You get 20 plague monks and 20 clan rats. That right there. Oh, and you get a vermin lord. That right there is a Skaven army.
Damn. Nice.
Yep.
Happy with that then?
I think I might have made a whoopsie. This is Gloomspite Gitz Fungal Loon Horde. Was this the one we were mentioning before?
That was the one we were discussing. Oh, I think it just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
What is that army then?
Well, this one's also Gloom.
I may just be the same thing. It's just a double.
Yeah, they might just be
packaged. You know what? It does look similar.
Close enough.
Oh, I have the next set though. The next one is called a Shieldbreaker Strike Force,
and this is the first of 2021.
Oh, we're into 2021. This is pandemic.
This is Interdiction Force, according to the no, you're right. Shieldbreaker Strike Force. Yes,
I would, in the name of expediency, I would like to put this directly above on the B tier, the other Space Marine one, and just permanently keep it there. Remove the list. Because it's the same. It's just dudes, but at least they remembered the bigger model.
There is actually quite good value in this kit, though. From the savings, this was £77/$120 of savings. So this one was like a huge deal. You do get blade guard, captain, heavy intercessors, which are really quite good now. 10 normal standard intercessors and 10 assault, and I think that's what's the flying one called again? It's not on my list, annoyingly. It's in here somewhere. Storm Speeder.
The flying Halo Warthog.
Storm Speeder.
No problem. Storm Speeder, not really a value anymore. Most of the kit kind of just as like any part, it can be like easily turned into other things. A standard body for an assault intercessor or a normal intercessor, it just can be like jump pack intercessors if you want. You just buy jump packs. So kind of could be made. This kit can be made even more valuable, and the captain is good. The models don't drive me crazy on this one, but the value is you save so much value on it. I think it deserves B at least.
Oh no, that's what I meant. Put it in B above the other Space Marine one.
Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah. There's no other Space Marines in B at the moment.
It is Space Marine, so
like move it up to the left too. Like have it hovering right above the other one.
I see.
The value is, however, doing a lot of heavy lifting.
We good for the next one?
Yes.
This one is Sororitas
Purgatos
Mission.
Purgatos
one's
Mission.
Than the new ones, I'm pretty sure.
This one was £185, $305.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the slight problem with this one is the value saved from this was only £55/$95. So not
Still
really close to what the Space Marine one was. Slight upside though, what you do get in the kit is somewhat good. The two the Exorcists obviously are still decent, and then emulators. What's the ones that are like what's the damn one with the shields called again? Elijah, the one with the shields, what are they called again?
No,
I'm literally
because they're newer than
I know they are called Sacrosanct though. The only slight bit, it has the Dog Martyr model, which is like, I honestly believe one of the worst. It's the sister's Bastian.
Nah,
it's like
dude,
holding the thing in front like that, and then
S tier model without the helmet she's mewing. S tier model.
Oh god!
It is no, it is.
I love that model so much.
But it's also it's a worse saving as well.
That was some new like Gen Z hire who somehow got permission to make the model, made a meme, and you know what? Respect to that person, whoever you are.
I'd rather just buy two sisters combat patrols than this though, and it's kind of a similar price, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's not C tier. I don't think it's C tier. I think it's happy where it is at the bottom of B.
Bottom of B. If you need two big old sister tanks and a couple more infantry, it can't hurt. It's not going to blow your minds. It's just passing with a B-, but it's decent.
All right, the next one is Omnissiah's Talon.
Omnissiah's Talon.
Hell yeah.
Mechanicus.
I'm going to assume that
Mechanicus is expensive. Yeah. Mechanicus has not gotten anything good for a long time.
Now, fair enough. The savings on this one is actually pretty much the same as the Sisters one, which is £52/$93. Not terrible. Slight problem is it's kind of a bit of a disjointed kit. Like it has a little bit of everything rather than, and then the problem is even now, like playing to modern Mechanicus and even at the time, like a lot of the must-have units are not really in this box set at all.
Also, I'm pretty sure like this is like what 200 points of Admech because the Admech just
for real.
Holy shit, get railed in the rules the last few years.
I mean, it's still decent savings, not as good as a Space Marine one, but is it a D tier though? Is it D tier?
I don't know.
Like, the value you're getting.
I don't remember. I don't know how many.
I would honestly say like bottom of C tier best because it's a patch job thing, but it's a patch job for the Mechanicus, so none of those units are individually worth anything. You would probably need like 3 of these boxes to have almost 1,000-point army.
Oh, it's tough.
A little bit exaggeration, but they are
at the time it was considered good value though. That's the thing. They did think it was a good deal.
Are you referencing Lost Tactics video by any chance?
This was, I guess, this is like 9th edition balance though, so maybe that goes up into C tier just because of like it was more balanced. I'm basing it off of what is currently 10th, so I don't know if that's super fair, but I'd find
where it's going.
Put it there.
Let it
rot.
Plague Festa Warband, Death Guard and stuff.
Ooh, Plague Festa.
I'm a Death Guard hater, so I can't really comment.
I can't believe it.
I don't like the Death Guard stuff.
This one has
those Plague Burst crawlers have caused me many
Plague Burst crawler, and we have a standard unit of just Plague Marines. We have which one's that one?
Death Shroud Terminators looks like.
Death Shroud Terminators. What's the other one that's in the box? Is there an icon? There's an icon bearer for some reason.
Death Guard video, I don't remember.
And then there's 3 mythic Blight Haulers. Now the saving on this one was 60. Solid. You say it will cost you £185/$310, and then you saved £65/$100. So it's a bit more than some of the other ones in terms of savings. But
honestly, there's a but.
There is a but here, which is there are a few things in the kit which are no longer like the changes to indirect hit, particularly the mythic Blight Hauler is now kind of not played at all. Anything indirect has like been left behind. The icon bearer is essentially useless. No one would take that. Nor like the captain / model, one with the power fist on there. The rest of it though is pretty damn good.
I say I would still give it some credit because like the Blight Hall, like those, it still helps with one of the Death Guard's problems, which is a lot of their weapons are close range and they're slow as shit.
Yeah, at this point in the game, it felt like Death Guard were good at long range fighting, speed, and close combat. It was infuriating to me. I freaking hated it. It felt good at everything, and this box is just good at that. I guess
it was the vehicles and the infantry both cover each other's weaknesses. The vehicles being the infantry need to be close. The infantry being when something gets close to the vehicle, and then there might be a problem when a wave serpent vomits out a unit of fire dragons and
good old days.
I would give it. Well, yeah, of course. But,
that 5+ demon save has caused me so much agony.
Judging it at the time, though, it was pretty good. I don't need to take it down a few points though, just because I think it maybe even goes bottom, above Sisters somewhere, but like it has to go in B because it is a nice box, but you're missing a lot of the key components that you really need to play Death Guard with. Like even you have no transports, you have none of like your heavy hitter now is no longer viable really in the game, and 3 mythic Blight Haulers is cool, but you don't need. You would never need more than
like
that,
1 or 2.
You never need 3.
Get the Fine Thud after that. No Primarch, no transport, indirect fire nerfed.
Good. Next one there.
Worldscour Legion, Necrons.
I can't even see it. It looks like a blur.
You got a couple of big tripod lads, you got a cryptech lad, you got a destroyer lad, bunch of flayers, ones with the big serpentine tail things, and
Ophidian destroyers.
You do have 2 Doomstalkers, which is cool.
What was it called again? Sorry, I'll look it up.
Worldscour Legion. I mean, it's a solid looking box.
It has the cool cryptech in it, the Psychomancer.
Yeah. It's got the cool cryptech. The 2 War of the Worlds tripods are never going to be unwelcome.
Yeah,
I guess there's quad pods here, but same difference.
It's a cool box. It's kind of weird.
£60/$90 on savings, which is pretty much middle of the pack compared to a lot of them.
Yeah,
I think at the time when it came out, that was probably pretty good in terms of what's available in the box. Current 10th balance, obviously switching to more, you're with the Necrons, you're very HQ heavy, and unfortunately this box is missing a lot of like any of the viable.
Yeah, this is 2 boxes in a row that the cryptech is leading the army, which is kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
And the Cryptek barely even fits in this one. Why would he be hanging out with the Destroyers and Flayed Ones and Ophidians?
The Doomstalkers, 2 Doomstalkers is pretty nice. The Warriors...
You can make a Reanimator out of one of them?
I think you can, yeah. And then the Warriors are nice. Flayed Ones are just kind of cool models, but I don't know how viable they kind of are at the moment. The Destroyer, good.
Love me Destroyer.
Again, there's some... It's a bit of a mixed bag for me on this one. Like, this literally is probably middle of the pack. Savings are... yeah, it doesn't feel like a cohesive... from where we currently are in balance, it doesn't feel cohesive at all. I think the Death Guard one is slightly better than this one in terms of...
I wouldn't buy this box, I don't think.
It's not pitiful saving like compared to C tier, but maybe just below the Death Guard, above the Sisters one in beta.
Okay.
Yeah, it's decent.
I wanna give a shout out to the old BattleForce boxes, by the way. They were a whole whopping $90 back in 2006.
Yeah.
And you got an Eldar. The Eldar one had 5 Dire Avengers, 10 Guardians, a Viper, and a Wave Serpent.
Looking at that one, the Eldar one was cracked.
The Tau one was pretty cool too. It was like 3 battlesuits, Fire Warrior Squad, crew drones. I think depending on which one you got, one of them had a Hammerhead and a Vespid squad in it. Pretty cool. Pretty nice.
The next one though is a kill dakka warband, which is still
as a plane.
Fun.
I want to give it S tier for the name alone. It looks like it's got, your standard boys, a Gretchen mob and a runt, and the runt herder for them. Dude on bike. I think that's a big mech with a shock attack gun.
A Death Killer War Trike, shock attack big mech, a dakka jet kit, and this is a random unit of knobs. It says apparently at the time this was an odd one out. Although people would say at the time it combined really well with what was the combat patrol. The savings on it is kind of the worst of the bunch though. So £45 / 76 bucks.
Oh, that's not great.
And it was also slightly cheaper than a lot of the other ones. So it was only $286, which is a weird price. £175, so slightly cheaper than a lot of them. But the savings are worse, and I don't know if like the whole kit there is that like a good start to an army anyway. I don't think it really. You need a lot of the key things.
It's another patch job box. It looks like if you really want a dakka jet, if you really want a flyer in 9th and 10th ed.
Yeah. I think maybe it has to go in C just because the savings are not
C.
Compared to its
it does not
fellows.
Inspire huge amounts of joy.
It's better than the Mechanicus, I'm assuming.
Do you think for like time saving, by the way, should we the next 3 like the War Cry / Age of Sigmar, should we not do the next 4 Age of Sigmar ones just for
no, throw them in real quick. I got the real quick rankings for all of them.
Okay.
Right. Revenant Legion. Legion then.
B tier. The savings are $80, $210, and 35.5 pounds for 150. But it's B tier because it has the big Vengorian Lord, 5 Blood Knights, 20 skeletons, and 40 zombies. Nice. So you get into B tier with just quantity.
Where do you want to put it in B?
Put it
top, near the top.
Put it like above the guard one. The savings aren't great, but you get all. This is going to keep you busy for a while. Lumineth.
Next one, Vanari Shining Host.
I can smell the bias from here.
Yeah, you can. I'm going to say A tier, mostly based on the savings because you save $110 and 70 pounds, and you get it's a little bit scattered, but everything in here is decent. You get your 10 basic spearmen, you get a ballista, which if you're fighting a monster is just dear God, they're going to hate you. 5 Dawn Rider cavalry, 5 Blade Lords, and a Banner Blade. So it's like lower on the A tier. Definitely keep it at the bottom there, but it's decent.
It's a clean army as well. Looks nice.
You thought you heard bias with the elves, Hal. Oh boy, Osiarch Bone Reapers. Put that bitch in S tier.
I'm okay with that.
Mortison,
$90.
Echelon.
$90 saved, 50 pounds saved, gives you everything you need. You got a Bone Shaper, you got a Soul Reaper, you got a Mortek Crawler, you got the Catapult, you got 3 Stalkers that can also be Mortis Guard, and 20 Mortek Guard. It gives you everything you need for an army. You are good.
Beautiful.
And then, believe it or not, I am also going to put that one in the
Carnival.
S tier, if you'll hear me out.
Okay. Yeah.
You get a Shard Speaker, Slanesh, 3 Slangor Fiendbloods, 5 Slickbait Seekers or Blissbarb Seekers, 10 Painbringers, 10 Blissbarb Archers, and with 1 Blissbrew Homunculus. This is not, I don't think I would say the best box in models, but the value of the savings, 70 pounds, $165 US. That's pretty damn good.
That's ridiculous.
Like, it just purely based on how much money you're saving, that is, I think, one of the best boxes on that list.
Sure, I bought this box actually.
There's the quick AOS rundown.
Okay, moving on to 2022. Starting off with the Sanctorum Guard of the Sororitas. Some ladies. It's basically just some ladies. Some ladies.
Let me see if I can find that bad boy.
You get what's her name? The one in charge with the gold armor. She got
Morven Val.
You get Morven Val. You get a bunch of. Well, you get 6 of them in like power armor suits with like the stilts. You've got like a squad of them with flamers and like some with swords and shields and maces. It's a good bunch.
Oh yeah, this kit is actually rocks. This kit even now currently like the Paragon war suits, Morven Val is ridiculous. Battle Sisters and the Celestine or Celestines one. That's a crazy that. All of that kit is amazing right now.
How do we feel bottom of A tier?
Sure.
Just looking at it like again.
The savings for this one was 61 quid / 110 bucks.
Well, that's pretty damn good.
That's a really good saving.
Maybe bump it above the Lumineth.
Okay.
I mean, actually, this one probably goes. Yeah, this one maybe goes S tier actually. Honestly, because the amount of value in that box is crazy in terms of you need that box and one other thing, and you've kind of got like an amazingly good assisted army no matter what.
My only thing is like the 10 standard infantry. It's like you surely have a box of that already. That like,
well, put it this way: if you're going to main Sororitas, if you buy this, you'll be set.
Yeah,
like, this is
that's true. I could S tier. I agree. Yeah.
Awesome.
Talk me into
it.
Next one.
Custodians.
Yes,
this sure is a lot of custodians.
Standards. What was it? I had Captain General Trajan, Mr. Valorous himself. 3 Vernus Praetors on Dawn Eagle jet bikes. 3 Alarius custodians. 15 custodian guard. And the total savings was £72 / £117 in savings. Now,
pretty great.
This might just be S tier, like the very top one, and I don't like it to be.
Don't needs to be an S tier.
No, but it kind of has to.
But it makes it like a custodian.
Because the amount of value in this box is like, first of all, that's a huge amount of custodians obviously being super expensive in terms of point cost. That's a huge amount of your like 2k points already done. You need everything in that box. Even now the jet bikes have just gone up to like I think extra strength and extra toughness recently, so they're even better. Trajan Valorous is just nuts. Maybe I'd like more Alarius custodians, like the 3-man deep strike ones, be nice. But that's already like the amount of savings this one is like by far like it's only 40% savings. That's better than anyone.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's crazy. That's
again, if it's the same argument, if you Lego want to start an army.
Yeah.
Look, I think I hate to say it, it's top of S.
No, it is not top of S tier.
Not top of S. Come on.
It's not about how much you like.
No, Andy, do not do that.
Box set. It's the value of the box.
Okay, before.
Yeah, it's also nothing but just dudes. Like, there's no dreadnought. There's 3 jet bikes. Great.
Well, let's go a complete
robots.
opposite then.
Robots.
Let's the elimination maniple.
S tier.
This guy, there's all sorts. You got Castellans, you got Belisarius.
Let me see what the value was.
I love the guys on the
dudes,
cracks.
but there's actually very few dudes. It's all treads and stuff.
You had Call, Castellan robots, 6 Cataphan destroyers, 10 Skitari Rangers. God, I really flopped that one. The savings on this one was only £54/$100, so it's only 32% saving on the general thing. The Custodian robots are damn cool, but they are not viable at the moment. Cataphan destroyers are very viable. Belisarius Call is not played, unfortunately. Skitari is at the moment. I think at the time this thing would have been nuts. But I like everything in this box. I like this box. But it suffers from the problem of being Admech, as well as like first of all, that's probably like that's less than 500 points you've got there.
Oh come on,
the robots its savings is actually worse than the other battle forces.
As a box though, this looks like it's fun to put together. Like it gives you a whole bunch of options. Like you got the big robot, you got the funny treads, you got the dudes, you got Call. That's why I don't like the Custodes in the top of S tier because it's a great value. You get 15 dudes.
Yeah.
Which is also why I'm going to argue when the funny yellow box comes up, slam dunk it into D tier. Holy shit. I hate that box.
Are you okay with bottom of A?
I'm okay with A tier.
Because the savings are generally nuts in this year. No. This is what, 2022?
Oh, so. I'm pretty sure this one was like one of the best ones, wasn't it?
That sure is a knight and 4 armigers.
Yeah. Let me see.
You probably save a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think this is like they repeated this box set. This was £75 worth of savings / £130.
Yeah.
$130 worth of savings. This one was crazy amount of savings.
I like knights.
I
if
like
ever
one
I was
knight.
to get like an army, I would probably get knights because for me it's like there's not as many units even as custodians because like you have to have lots of them even though
you get 7 models like, and you're done.
That's also an army. Like that's literally an army there.
Yeah, I like the idea that you can just be like, "That's my army," and I like how like you can customize them all with different heraldry, and it fits with the aesthetic and the lore. And I like this style. And I don't know, as someone who would like be like, "Oh, I only have so much storage space. I just want an army. Here's your army." Cool.
Knights should have never been an army. Knights should have been allies only.
I don't blame you for that, but also since it is an army, I mean. It sure gives you an army of knights.
Yep, it's a high value army.
I must say, I don't really like the armigers. They're a bit boring looking. Like the knight looks great, but I like the armigers. I'm like, just like they look like it's like when you get like bionicles, and then you got those like teeny tiny bionicles back in the day. That's like that. They like squished it down. It's like here's a less cool version, mate. I don't want a dinky knight. I want a proper knight. I'd rather have 2 knights than 5 of those.
Fair.
Personally, at least.
If you're a knight player, every time a box set comes out, you're just like, I'm eating good. First of all, you only need one.
You even need them. You already have your 4 guys. You're done your army.
I mean, the only downside is like, I get annoyed at knights because I always think that if that's 2 codexes, like that takes up 2 slots, and I'm gonna smash my head against the wall because I'm like, no, my army needs to come closer. I think my codex. You know what I mean? There should be one codex where it's like, traitors, renegade, and loyalist.
Just for the classic Hal complaint of I want my army to be updated faster. Put this box in S tier. Imperial Knights. Welcome on in, buddy.
Savings. Put it above
savings
are
nuts.
Better savings than custodies.
Okay.
There's not so much gold in it
either. Okay, next one.
Mortarion, Dawn of War reference.
Oh, Primarch alert. It's Mortarion. Smelly man alert, Mothman.
I don't feel like arguing with Hal. Just put it up there.
Bro, he's not well enough. The savings on this one was £66 $120. So it was slightly worse.
Pretty good. Yeah, it comes with a Primarch.
Then
bro, I do love my wife. What are you talking about, Chad? Oh my god.
I don't know. Eli sent a pretty heinous message in earlier.
I would actually honestly put this one in maybe top of A. And the reason is that it has a nice amount of you really need. It has 14 Plague Marines, and you really like, especially if you're doing a 2K army, you need the option to have like either a 5-man. I don't want to be running 2 7-man. I want to be running either a 10-man, at some point. So there's not enough Plague Marines in it. Annoyingly, the Blightlord Terminators are not kind of in play at the moment, so they kind of not. Mortarion is of great value. He's only 300 points as of time of recording, so he's great value. But Unfortunately, like this box set, you need so much more to make your Death Card army.
And at risk of mentioning my catchphrase, not being funny, with Colin's comments about, oh, it's just a bunch of dudes. If you take Mortarion out of this, it's just a bunch of smelly dudes. Like, some are a bit bulkier, but this is the bulky army where they all look bulky.
Dude.
If you squint, you can't really see the difference between the Terminators and the normal ones at a glance. So it's like, it's green dude.
It needed like a vehicle in it. It needed a vehicle, honestly. Actually, I'd even put it like a little bit lower, just because the savings are not as good. It's still like, this was a good year for saving, like 36% slash up to 40% on some of these things. It's slightly worse than the other box sets, but it's still a lot. You save a lot of money for having that anyway. And you wouldn't be upset if you had all those models.
The thing is, this year seems to be the year of, here we have named characters in all the boxes as the main one. Like, you've got Trajan, you've got Belisarius.
I think even that one. I think that lone knight, that dude that comes in the night box, is like their one named character.
Yeah, it might be Rex.
Oh yeah,
his full name
he's
is.
standing next to it with his like box of sandwiches. Like, I'm ready to get in the pilot seat.
Yep.
Just give me a minute.
Canis Rex.
Speaking of Primarch, so
that sure is.
This was Court of the Crimson
Magnus
King.
And some dudes.
It does hit hard the name of the box set. What's included? I mean, I can just see what's included because I have all of these. I'm pretty sure.
You've got one disc fella. But that's you got one disc fella. You got a couple. We got like one Terminator, two Terminators, and like a bunch of dudes.
It has 2 10 Rubric Marine squads, which is damn good. Magnus, you have an Exalted Sorcerer, or 2 different Exalted Sorcerers and an Exalted Sorcerer on disc. Currently, as it plays, Magnus is like a must include for Rubric, anything Thousand Suns, really. So he's damn good model. Also very pretty to look at. The 2 Rubric squads, you do need a lot of Rubric. They punish. There's no other way to play Thousand Suns because the ranges are so small. I mean, you kind of wish you had a bit more of like the Aspiring Sorcerer and Solid Chain Cannon, because you need to like run a lot of 5-mans. So it kind of loses value there. And it does have the kit, which is like all the sorcerers. The problem is, like, you don't really need every variety of sorcerer. You just need like a lot of the same one, which is like the one in disc. And the savings in this one, so it's £71 slash $130. So it is quite high up there in terms of like the savings compared to the other kits. Unfortunately, like, it's not like the best way to run thousands. Like, it'll be a very nice kit to own, but you'd have to buy other things to actually make it viable, the way to play it. I think it probably goes. I'll be biased and I'll put it above the Mortarion one, but if anyone wants to put it lower, they're fine to do so.
Usually I was tempted to argue again, you take away Magnus and it's just dudes again. However, on account of the fact there's not a single goddamn Zangor in sight, I think I like this placement.
Yeah, nothing's wasted in that.
And and at least you got like a couple of sorcerers and a disc dude, rather than just blokes who are like, I'm slightly larger than this other guy. Yeah.
Just seen by that kit, just judging by the kit, the 10-man rubric is 200, 400 plus Magnus. I mean, that's over 1,000 points there as well. So that's actually a lot of maybe top of A if everyone's feeling generous. Top of A, because you actually get because the army is so elite.
Yeah,
that's a lot of points. That's half your army right there.
Should we now go to like the complete inverse of quality? Do you want just some like Imperial fists? Here's the
Bastian this is D tier.
Just put it in D tier. Don't even bother. Just
poor Imperial fists.
Worst deal box ever released. Asked to leave the kitchen.
Dude, Space Marines.
Torgadon.
The rocket launchers on their back, the Gravis ones, but that's it. There's like 2 of them, no 3 of them.
Yeah, aggressors.
Just a Space Marine.
15 heavy intercessors. You never need that much. Imperial Fists Primaris upgrade kit, which, by the way, contains most stuff that upgrades like the regular Primaris Marine. So you actually don't have enough shoulder pads. I don't think. Maybe you have enough shoulder pads. I think they maybe included enough. The savings this one was £64/109, so it was actually worse savings compared to all the other kits of its ilk. Terrible. Just insulting.
This one is also pretty mid, I think.
Raven Strike Battle Force. So you get some like chunky boys, you get some snipers, you get Kharadron Shrike, you get a librarian, a bit more variety, but there's still it's just a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'd put it in D tier with the Imperial Fist personally. But snipers are cool. The eradicators are cool.
Put it top of D tier.
It's missing all the stuff that makes it good. Yeah. Like all the stuff like that. I mean, the savings in this one as well was £65/112. It's only marginally better than what the Imperial Fist one was.
By the way, there's a crap ton of Age of Sigmar for 2022 to finish off. As you can see, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We'll get the speed run in. We'll get the speed run.
Colin's got the speed run.
Do we want to read some donations before we?
Oh yes, sorry, brothers. Apologies.
Yes. And I'll order these.
We're talking about Yakub in the chat right now.
All right, maybe we don't read the donations.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honors while I rearrange the list a little bit?
Sure thing. Let me pull up the Bean with the 5. Remember, guys, you should never an excuse to be negative. We can be positive. I can't wait for flash hits to get someone killed when they throw up the bloods in somewhere they really shouldn't.
Good meme.
You see the problem with the telephone.
Eli, what do you mean? How to use tricknology to win Dawn of War? What do you mean by this?
You were a son of Yakub. You know tricknology.
I'm too old for these names. Bro, I struggle to stand up quickly.
With your father. This is world history here that we're talking about. How
Caleb Collins, a slight crack addiction could actually be cheaper, probably.
Literally.
Probably healthier for you too.
Plastic at the price of silver.
Tom Warren, thank you. 5, thank you. Total Warhammer is adding a colossal squig. Praise Boing Up. They did.
Praise be.
It blows up when it dies.
It's modeled after the Rogue Hobbies one as well.
Caleb Collins. Oh, I think Eli, this one's for you.
Who's better, Warcrimes, Canada, Japan, or the Tau? Canada.
I think Unit 731 was real creative.
It's one you'd least suspect, isn't it?
Coochie Slayer 69.
Nice name. And PFP.
$5. Love the content, boys. Here's some spare change. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Donkey Man USA for $5. How do you rip out your sounding bees like a Beyblade cord? I saw you put that earlier, brother. I saw you say that to me.
Thank you for the 5.
Thanks for the giggles.
No, it's more disappointing than that. Eli, do you want to taste one?
Caleb Collins saying for the $2. You all think the true Phoenix Twink returns in 2025? Yes, he does.
It's crazy how that could be both Tyrion and Malekith, and neither of them are doing shit in setting their gods in now.
I'm a believer.
One day we're gonna get them. That's gonna be a battle. That's gonna be a versus box for AOS. I'm calling it.
Malekith, number 1.
Speaking of speedrun time.
All right, so starting off with the Cruel Boy Swamp Lurkers.
That one is a little bit underwhelming to me personally, but
minis.
It does give you a big thing. It gives you some Cruel Boy, somewhere middle of the range in C tier. The savings are 31%, $105, 57 pounds. It's decent. It's okay.
Not bad, not bad.
K-Knight Slaughter Coven of 27 minis.
This bad boy is pretty solid. Let me check what's in it. It is a little bit. It's another one of those patch job armies. I'd probably put it below the other one, below the Cruel Boys one.
Oh right.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
$92 saving. It's a little bit of everything. Daughters of Cain, one of those armies you want to split up like into different sub armies almost, but this is just everything. So there's that.
Oh, we got a big donation, boys. Oh my god. Let's see that.
God damn.
Wow.
I'm
wow. We're getting there.
Put it up on screen. Oh, sorry, put it up now.
Thank you very much.
Heed the Carnix. $49.99. Hey again, guys. Wishing you all a great holiday season. I just bought my first set of minis, and I'm already feeling the debt. Here's to many more bad decisions. Happy holidays and good health to you all.
Thank you so much, brother. Cheers. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Post what minis you bought in the chat if you feel like it.
Merry
Post what minis you bought in the chat if you feel like it.
Hell yeah! Thank you so much, man.
Next one, Legion of Grief.
That name goes so hard.
Cool name.
That's cool name. Wherever the last Nighthaunt one was, put it right above that because it's the same kind of basic deal. You get a whole lot of dudes with size and melee stuff, but you also get Lady Allender, one of the Mortarks, and a Black Coach is a good box. And $120 saving, 70 pounds saved.
All right, this one's insane. 85 miniatures.
Jesus.
S tier. I know what this one is. S tier. You know what's funnier than 20 rats? 40. You know what's funnier than 40? 80. I love my 3-hour movement phases. Put that in S tier now.
Just for the sheer goal to put out almost 100 miniatures, should we just put it at the top? Like, come on, value for money.
This is my favorite. You're going to be painting these all year. Ever put out. Also, $128 savings, 76.5 pound savings. So you know what?
Not
is
bad.
Coming in.
Next one, Stampeding Squigger Launch.
I also kind of want to put this one in S tier, but I'll accept top of A tier because it figured out like the Loon Boss, like Gloomspite, Squigs, or Trolls. They figured it out. They just went whole hog on the Squigs. And you got a lot of different Squigs.
And then the next one is Funbus Spearhead.
I don't think these models have been sent to hell with the range refreshes, although I'm not 100% sure. It's a B, $115 savings, 68.5 pounds. It's decent models. You got a nice variety.
It's better than the Admech one, surely.
It's better than the Admech one, like the 2 dragons, if nothing else.
Well, the Admech is an A. I think it should go in A.
Oh yeah,
because the Admech one is like a lot of savings, but
it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I wish they replaced the Annihilators with some more dragons, but you know, it is what it is. It's decent. It's solid. It's good.
And then the last one is the Revenant Wargrove for Sylvaneth.
This one's kind of really good, like all around. You get 16 Dryads, 10 Spite Revenants for some elite infantry, Dryka, and 2 Tree Lords. Like that's $90 saved. The savings aren't as good as you would think for a box with 3 huge models. $90 saved, 51 pounds. But that is still, 30% on the dollars, which isn't horrible. It's kind of like the minimum.
Maybe it goes into B for that one, because the ones that are a lot of them, the ones in A, you get nearly like 35%, 40%, even on the max.
Yeah, I'd say B. Well, the models in this are pretty good. It's a dedicated.
Yeah, you'll have the range is small though, isn't it? Luckily, so you get everything you need in it, but it's also there are better deals elsewhere.
Between Dryka and everything in this box, you're committing to the melee Sylvaneth, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The box knows what it wants to do, and it did it. AOS speedrun is over.
Okay, 2023, we're getting there, fellas.
Holy cow!
Garbage.
Do you like Space Marines? It's better than the other Space Marines. It's
Space Marines on bikes.
I like the Warthog.
Find this box set. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Poor guy though, with his head under the barrel, just like if it's not hitting you in the top of the head, you're going deaf. Because
why is it called Spearhead? Why is everything there's so many spearheads? Now, actually, to be fair, this one does contain Captain with jump pack, Assault Intercessors with jump pack ×3, Outriders, and then Primaris ATV. Now, if someone was like your handsome beloved Andy, this is the perfect White Scar, like.
Better than the actual White Scars box.
Yeah, like honestly, because the amount of jump intercessors are, assault intercessors with jump packs are kind of nuts in the game. Even if someone was playing Blood Angels as well, this would be a nuts box set. ATV says Outriders just got an improvement recently as well, so they're kind of back in the game and they're cheap in terms of like the only downside of this box set is I think again this is 2023, so the prices are not going to be as good on savings. You save about £57.50/$100, but it accrues to like a 30% saving. So it's not as good as a lot of the stuff. Good things on display. I think it is bottom of B, unfortunately, because the savings are so low. But 2023 onwards, we're just going to get worse. So
The next one is the Cadian Defense Force. We got Tonks, but we got better Tonks.
Cadian Defense Force, Cadian Command Squad, two Cadian Shock Troops, 2 Nurgle Dawn tanks, and that's pretty much it. Savings are better on this one, £67.50 / $115. It does have the newer Cadians as well, which is good. 2 Nurgle Dawn tanks is quite nice. Everything in this box is useful.
I'd say at least high A tier. I mean, it's a guard box. It gets you a lot of dudes and tanks. That's the guard.
Yeah,
I can confirm I lost to that 2 days ago.
It might have to go bottom of A though, just because the savings are a slightly lower percent. This is 33%. It says in terms of savings, whereas a lot of the ones in A tier are like 35 or higher. But it is 2023, so we're going to get worse from now on. And poor Eli, who's seen all of this happen over the years, is like suffering in his soul.
Yeah, truly.
And he has a cold, if chat was wondering as well.
Yeah. Well, the next one, we've already had like some threats in the chat to put this quite high. Exalted Herald of the Red Angel, or Exalted of the...
Oh, I was debating.
Angron's pretty cool.
Now, let me look at this. So, in terms of points cost as well, Angron is like Magnus, huge amount of points, like 465 or something, 400 points. The savings in this one is £75, that's $125, so 35% is a huge saving.
Not bad. You
get your Primarch model, which he's amazing in game. 10 Khorne Berserkers, and then you get 6 8-bound, which 8-bound can be turned into the Exalted or the normal kind. So you can kind of choose. This is a fantastic box set. This one was pretty nut. I honestly maybe even put this one into in S tier, just because you save percentage wise a lot more compared to the other ones. Everything in that box is viable, and you need it in your army. Like
and to be fair to World Eaters players, you're not going to have vehicles, you're not going to have ranged weapons, you're just going to run at them with axes. That's got everyone with an axe running at you without any fanfare. It's just like, it does what it's supposed to.
There's only one downside, which is the World Eaters combat patrol is essentially like 20 berserkers, so you would kind of have way more berserker than you'd ever need. Getting the rest of your army, in terms of moral, would be difficult, but that's not the buff. That's not this box's fault necessarily. Everything in here is like a ridiculous amount of saving though compared to the other things, and in 2023 was a pretty good. So very nice. And there's anyone else?
Sorry.
No, sorry. I was wondering if anyone else had any opinion on it as well.
No, it's good. It's good. I
have nothing to say.
It is what a Coronate player would want.
We do.
Beast Snagger Stampede.
This is a weird release to me. The shark things.
Squiggies.
Oh, my friend has the Mogrog's. Mozrog. Sorry, Scragbad, Pain Boss, Beast Snagger Boys, a Squighog Boys, and a Kill Rig.
Dude, I'm so biased. I like the white shark squig. I'm sorry. That is the pure reason I like this. But I like the jawed squig.
This thing is so hard to kill, by the way. I played against my friend who's running that. It took 6 Exalted 8-bound and Jackals, which is like my cultist units. Bring this thing down. This thing is tough. You're happy to know as well. Savings is £80, that's $135, which is nearly a 37% savings, which is ridiculous. Everything in this kit, I'm pretty sure my friend he didn't play the Kill Rig, but everything in this kit is still pretty.
Savings are crazy. You could buy like 2 Primaris captains with that money. Whoa. I
think it's better than the World Eaters one, honestly. Dare I say, it's actually, in terms of value, it's better than the Custodes one.
Wow.
No, maybe not in terms of points wise, actually, take that back. It's just more fun than Custodes.
Where should we put him then?
I think it does go S tier. This one is crazy good.
Sheesh.
You need every model in that kit. You save a decent percentage of it as well, and there's a decent amount on offer. So I don't know, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that you wouldn't. Maybe the Kill Rig, I haven't seen people play, but you'd still fun. Just to mill finger Custodes. They need a refresh so bad.
Oh, a bit of a point of contention here. Votan Defenders of the Ancestors.
Cringe.
Who were these guys again?
Cringe.
I forgot. This was
Well.
All right.
Well, the savings on this,
on.
the savings on this
Be
one.
nice.
Okay, you get an Ironhard champion, a Grimnir, Ironhard Hearthguard ×2, a Sagittar, and a Hecaton Land Fortress. £97, 50/$155 of savings, so 40% savings.
Look, put aside your hatred for the Leagues of Votann. If you like the Leagues of Votann, this is a damn good box.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like that big vehicle is enough to like raise people's eye. Like I think if you look at this on the wall of a shop, you go, "That's massive. I'll have that one. That looks like good value."
It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles land fortress.
Yeah.
I don't know if all of those units though are still like how many points they are / if they are all still played. I'm pretty sure the transports are like the buggy
I think
one.
they have to be played because this is like 60% of the Votann model range.
Yeah, too.
Well, again, when I was talking to Arthur about this, some of them have been taken out because they can't be used anymore. Like the commemorative ones that you get at Warhammer World, that one you can't use anymore because of its weapons. And you can't swap them out of anything. It's like, oh, that's useless now. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's less than 2 years old.
That's what the Leagues of Votann needed, less models.
This
is what will save the army.
What's the thing? Arthur was a bit like, I think this is a setup from Games Workshop to destroy it from within so they don't have to keep making models for it because it's not working.
Holy cow.
It's a conspiracy. Yeah, I think like
they're not the least army. They're not the least played though, which is weird. They're not.
What is the least played?
I think it was
Mechanicus?
I think it was Deathwatch because they were so.
Oh, because they're not even an army right now.
Oh no, they are now.
They are now, but well.
Deathwatch and Admech, I think, are low down. GC the Cult as well.
Deserve better. They deserve so much better. Onslaught Swarm, Tyranids, the last 40k box of 2023.
2 characters in this one.
Big fella. 2 of them. And then
the Hive. It's a Hive Tyrant. Norn Emissary, my beloved. Crazy good model. 2 Hormagaunts and a Gene Stealer Brood / grouping.
Seems okay. On my brood.
Can the Hormagaunts be turned into what's the other variation?
Termagants.
I imagine.
The savings in this one though was 60 quid / $100. So this one is actually the worst of all of the grouping. 30% saving. The thing is, the models in it are nice, but that's again the problem with being Tyranids. That's not that much on the board in terms of the points used. I don't know if people still run Norn Emissaries at the moment. Some people do more for fun. I may be wrong. The Winged Hive Tyrant, particularly there, is definitely used. I mean, it might be the worst of the bunch. It's not horrible, but I think it may be even, like B tier next to the other Tyranid one at the bottom of B.
Yeah. It's just a shame that Tyranids have, like, they don't have any characters other than, like, you could say, oh, One Eye is a character, but then everything else is just a generic thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you build a box around it?
Sorry, Nolan Baker just put in the chat, when I was a boy, my father was killed by a horse. Bro, are you... Oh.
Sorry to hear that, if that's true.
Oh, that's...
What, maliciously?
Don't know if you're just saying stuff.
I don't know if it's just saying it. Damn. R.I.P. though, damn.
Colin, I need your help.
All right, speedrun time. These this is 2023 was a wonderful year for AOS battle forces with one slight exception. Okay, what's up first?
Warhorde of Eternus.
That's going up in the A tier. I have this box. It's fucking great. You get Eternus, who can be I believe he can also be a generic Chaos Lord. You got 20, not 20. You got good old 10 Chaos Warriors, 5 Chaos Knights, 5 Chaos Chosen, 3 of those Ogroid Therodons because the Beastmen are not allowed to have Beastmen or exist in the game. Savings are not great. It is actually just under 30% savings, so lower on the A tier. Definitely, like probably bottom of A tier.
I don't know if that can be an A tier if you save less than 30%. That might be
top.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, top of B tier because I am also biased because I got this box cheap because I got it in a game store that was doing a sale on everything GW. So I'm definitely biased, but it's a good box. Purely by models.
Next one, Primordial Star Host. He's got a frog fella.
That's,
Lizards.
I'm gonna say low A tier. You get a Slan Starmaster, you get 10 Saurus, you get the Hunters of Huanchi, which is sure it's 10 Chameleon Skinks, 3 Croxagore, always welcome. 3 Saurus on Dinosaurs. It's good. It's a good box. Somewhere in A tier. Don't know where exactly. It's 33% savings. So a little on the lower end, but it's definitely saving a good amount.
I hate Saurus. I hate them.
S tier.
Praetorian Spearhead S tier.
I got this box. I actually got this box for Christmas that year. 42% savings in the US, 41 in England. 95 pounds saved, $160 saved. That's 20 more Tech Guard, Gothisar Harvester, 4 Morghast Archai, 5 Cavalos Death Rider, and Arch Cavalos Xantatos. So you get this, you've got around like 1250 points. Great starter army. You got some room to grow to a full 2000. Alternatively, take out Xantos and the Gothisar Harvester and throw Nagash in there, and there is your 2000 point army.
Cool. What is the chat saying?
Phenomenal box.
Thankful says, I wish I could sniff bro's chair. He tempted.
Croak's
what
throne.
do you mean?
Imagine the must.
Oh god!
So, before this descends any further, so Colin, is this a contentious box then? From what you said before, the Vengorian Court.
Oh, yeah.
Is this one you're like, yeah?
Yeah, that was the initial like. It's not bad. Savings wise, it's actually it's not great. Savings in the U.S. is 31%. Savings in Great Britain is just under 30%.
Jeez, that's the worst of the bunch.
Not great. It's slightly better savings than the Chaos box, actually, but it's still not great. You get 5 Blood Knights, 20 Skeletons, 10 Direwolves, 3 Fellbats, and a Vengorian Lord. The issue with this box is your Lord is designed to buff monsters. You don't really have any monsters in this box, so we've kind of tripped out of the gate immediately. It's one of those like scatterbrained boxes, so I would say lower on C tier. Savings aren't great, and the choices you have is weird.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, has there been a single Gene Stealer Cults box on this list yet?
No.
Where are the Gene Stealer boxes, brother? What the heck?
Oh, they're with the Eldar boxes.
The Gene Stealers have had
a few more donations. I think it was one from
Combat Patrols.
Yeah, just a few. So we got a couple.
Thank you guys.
Incoming back.
Those Combat Patrols, yeah.
30 squiggly doos. Since I will unfortunately not be home probably for a while now, I wish all of you a jolly boingmas and a miraculous boinganuka to all who celebrate that like me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for all the donations.
Thank you.
It's your favorite person, Hal. Do you want to read this?
Commander's Mighty Schlong. No, Mighty Shong, isn't it? It's not Schlong, it's Shong.
Oh, it's Shong. We've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Oh, God. Wow, we've been really misinterpreting that. $2. Thank you. I'll postpone the hit on Colin. That was the Yakuza comments earlier. Appreciate it. Now, I've got some beef with 2024 here. I got some beef because there's some
we're in tough times, fellas.
I don't have the Age of Sigmar ones for this year, so if we get to that point, you let me know what ones to get.
Right.
But I have got the
Penitent Crusader Host.
Those are Are we in 2024 now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking at the Age of Sigmar Battle Force. I'm looking at least one of them.
Where?
I think they're next. They're after this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at them.
Oh no, I'm stupid. Don't mind me. 40k. I know what it is. It's because the font. And style
maybe this one might not be the
Penitent Crusader Host. This one has 10 Arcoflagellants, 10 Repentia, 2 Sororitas Rhinos, 2 Mortifiers, and a Ministorium Priest.
Wait a minute. How much does this cost?
This one was total. What was it? Where's the value box on it? I doesn't tell you what the whole box was worth essentially. But I think it's like what it essentially you cost, was it total 300? It should cost you 347.
Oh my gosh.
50, and then you basically saved $107. So I assume it basically cost $250.
This is a Sisters of Battle combat patrol with like an extra rhino, basically. It's the old combat patrol with a rhino and a penitent engine.
Yeah, the lack of shooting in this is crazy as well. I mean, like I don't hate it, but it's also
it's okay. Yes.
I should also point out. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Andy.
Just looking at this poster, it just looks like they've taken the rhino on the bottom left and copy pasted it on the top right, just to be like, we weren't even trying. Just the same thing again. We need to bulk up the price.
I'll never get rid of my beloved.
Yeah, you get all this stuff in the old combat patrol. Wow. For like the $180 or whatever. If it's discounted from retailer, then like 100.
But you didn't get a Ministorum priest.
But so they just added $100 onto it and put in like.
I'll also point out the savings. So while I was in the beloved year of 2024, the saving this one, the prices have been going up quite a bit at this point now. So even though it's like you're saving $107, everything else in this box set cost more than it previously did in the last few years. So your savings look more inflated than they probably really are. It's kind of like I imagine you'd need penitent mortifiers and or penitent engine or something like that similar. Like some of these things are really great to having your sister's army, but my god, the $250 price tag on that
is not great
for what is there's no like a central model that I feel like justifies it.
2 rhinos, you don't need 2 rhinos.
Hang on, Hal. You're saying that Ministorum Priest isn't a centerpiece? Is that what you're telling
Bro,
me?
he's not even. I'm pretty sure that dude is just from an Inquisitor retinue. It's
not even a cool model. The old ones.
You're saying he can't one-on-one Mortarion in a battle?
You never know, but probably not. I'd honestly put this one probably. Maybe even D tier, because I actually don't think all the things that make Sisters strong. It has like the few of the units, but it's like that's no cohesive army.
It's just a combat patrol with an extra rhino. It's freaking stupid.
Now, the next one though, which is
Valor Strike.
Valor Strike. I don't know how
this one's the best one right now, but it's just a worse version of the last night's one.
It is the same thing.
Missing.
It has 2 less armatures than it, doesn't it?
It's the same amount.
Is there 4 armatures?
The last one had 4. It is the same thing because the Castoris Knight can be built as one of 6. The Knights can be built as every other Knight. The Armigers can be built as every other Armiger. It sure is a Knight.
The
box.
picture's cutting out. The picture's cutting out. It has 4 in the set.
Okay.
It has 4
Armigers.
The
exact same, but more expensive.
But it is missing the teeny tiny dude that stands next to it. He's not here anymore.
$128 worth of saving on this one. So this one is you save the most amount on this one. I think it's what, like 30%.
Do we remember how much the old Knight one cost?
Damn it, I don't have that one. This one is again like $250. These ones, I think.
Just put it like, if nothing else, below a tier below on principle, because it is just once again the same thing.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, it basically is, but it's just worse. What's the next one there?
Hypercrypt Legion.
This
one's actually
Hypercrypt Legion.
Even though they like nerfed it, I'm pretty sure.
This one is good.
Interesting to look at.
This one is quite cool because again, the Praetorian ones can be Lich Guard, I think, isn't it? So Void Dragon, 10 Necron Warriors, 10 Lich Guard possibly, and then 2 Overlords in. I'm not sure why I'm saying the second Overlord.
No, it's only got 1 Necron.
It's just 1, yeah.
No, I'm just looking at the box set. It says it has 2. There's a second one in there. So
is there?
Weird.
I don't see him.
Yeah, no, it says it's not on the cover. Yeah, well, to be fair, they've done it in other box sets where like they had the Chaos Spawn. They had 1 Chaos Spawn in the box, whereas actually it comes with 2. We got a donation actually from someone there. That's pretty. You ever see that one, Andy?
Yep. From Tiago Silva.
Anyone want that one?
Thank you very much.
20 ra.
Tiago Silva, $20 dues. Finally got the courage to send a message after being a sub since 1.5K.
Oh, thank you, man.
Just like to thank you all for giving me the courage to collect the army I actually want, even when some say it's the most boring one. Ultramarines, my man. The greatest of them all. Do not let them doubt you.
Don't listen to the haters.
You are the strongest Matt Ward soldier. Godspeed to you.
Just remember, they're simply the best.
That's right, baby.
Now,
thank you very much.
The downside with the Hypercrypt Legion one is the savings is not as great as some of the other ones. It's only basically it's $100 worth of savings compared to 128 from the Knights one. But again, like so many of these things within the box could be other things. It does have the Overlord with the one that can teleport. So
Translocation.
Sorry. Part of it can be, instead of Praetorian Guard, it could be Lich Guard, or the Warriors can be Immortals. So again, like this box set could be, as in, like, if you're willing to play amongst mates, like this box set could be of more value than what you're initially getting in here. It is a downside because, again, these box sets just in this year are sadly of less value compared to previous savings that we've all managed to have. But everything in this box set is essentially being kind of played at the moment, though, and which is still good. Necron conversion being whistled as well. I think it's probably not A tier though. I put it at the very top.
I don't think any of the 2024 ones get A tier, to be honest.
It's like the same problem with like the Death Guard box. You take out the Void Dragon, you got 20 dudes.
Yeah.
I think it. Okay, so I can finish. Sorry.
No, I was just like, it's like, you know, they're decent, they're good units to run, and it's like definitely great for like someone new to Necrons, but it's not a very inspired box, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no vehicle or anything like super. Like obviously the Void Dragon's cool though, but yeah. Now the one most anticipated of the
this one's actually good.
I've got to admit, if I were to buy anything, I would buy this one.
This one's like 1,000 points, I'm pretty sure.
Inner Circle Task Force, Lionel Johnson, Chaplain in Terminator armor, 10 Deathwing Knights, and 6 Inner Circle Companions. And every model of this one slaps.
What are you staring at, dog?
That might be an S tier one, actually.
My dog? Yeah, I would agree.
134 bucks worth of savings. So it's the largest savings in the entire groupage they've had so far. And everything in here is basically can be used. I don't know if you would necessarily run 10 Deathwing Knights, but at least you could just pay the rest of them as like regular terms. You can like everything in here is pretty much will be on the board.
I just love that, like, not only are there some really cool units, like the companions look awesome, but also just the little watchers with the little standards. There's 2 of them. There's 2 little guys, and you get a chaplain, and you get a guy with a banner, and you get the Primarch model, and you get like lots of different. It's not just some generic dudes. Like they are kind of generic because it's just like they're all Deathwing, but there's so many different poses. There's so many different like varieties of weapons. I really like this because, of course, I would.
I think it's S tier. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it.
I think it deserves to be an S tier just because it's literally the best of the bunch. Maybe
the only reasonable one.
Maybe bottom of S in terms of savings, though. In terms of savings, you're not saving as much compared to a lot of the other stuff. But it is. They did do down. The Worldies one is more savings, Andy. Please.
I just wanted to remind people that Lion dunked on Angron in
he did do that.
It's dumb.
Last of the 40k ones.
This one's D tier. This is like 500 points. This box is like 500 points because they've destroyed Tau.
Even if it was super valuable, it's 4 models, dude. Come on. I get one of them's a big one.
Savings.
Actually, there's also 7 combat drones.
Pardon me, it's got the 7 little like glorified tokens.
There's $40 less savings than the Dark Angels one.
And it's half the points as the Dark Angels one.
Yeah, this thing
is Tower of Horde army now apparently.
Like, could you imagine with the previous one, if they were like, you get the Lion, you get like 5 Terminators, and then there's like 20 of the little watches in the dark.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, you get like 20 plus minis. It's like, do you know, cheeky? That's they've done here.
Oh, I see the funny White Scars box. I see the funny White Scars box.
We'll get to that. Do we want to speed run?
We're sure.
We have 2 repeats on the bottom as well, so. Ignore those.
Yeah, we could. I see at least one of those Raven Guard boxes.
Yeah, the Raven Guard and the Imperial Fist one is the same as they did a repeat. They couldn't sell enough of the Raven Guard.
Yeah.
But they put an extra. Although they have more models in that Raven Guard one. There's another dread.
Yeah, they have more librarians. Yeah.
I know there was just the picture of the one we have on there is like shorter.
Oh, okay.
Well, we got the Wrecker Mob.
As with the 40k ones, the savings here kind of shit the bed a little bit for all but one of the boxes. Wrecker Mob, it knows what it wants to do. You got a big, guy, a Tusk boss on Maw Grunta. That's just fun to say. 20 Ard boys, 6 Weird Brute Rekkas. It's a melee orc army. This is the Iron Jaw specifically. If you want to beat people over the head with orcs, it does the job good. Problem is, you save $85 on a $325 market value for everything separate.
Yeah. That's one of the worst ones.
That is like 25% savings. Bottom of C
tier. I put it in D tier, honestly, because that's worse savings than some of the ones in D tier already.
I don't know the box.
I don't hate the model range in it, but it's like it's not worth buying it.
But also going back to the, is it just a bunch of dudes? I mean, you take the guy with the big hog.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is just going to be a bunch of dudes.
It's just a bunch of
dudes.
Look, they committed. They know what they want out of that box, but it is. Yeah, it's not terribly inspired.
Charnel Grand Jury.
We are once again probably hanging in D tier. No, maybe. The savings are like that other one was like 25%. This one I think is getting it up to like 27%, 28.
Okay.
Not great. Market value for everything separate, 334, 94. You got a nice variety of models. That's it.
Yeah. I just like the indignant tone that Hal had. It's like, it doesn't serve to be seen.
The Cities of Sigmar box is kind of saving it. Founding foray. You got 10 of the Fusiliers, an Ironweld Great Cannon, to 5 Cavaliers, a Command Corps, the Command Squad equivalent, and of course the best model ever released, a Fusil Major riding on top of an Ogre. That's just funny. That's just really funny. I like that. Market value for everything separate, 344. You save 104, so that's like around 30%. It's like the benchmark to not be crap. High C, low B. It's got a nice variety. It's got the big centerpiece gun. It does the job.
Nice.
I have not got that image, so I will just grab that quickly. Let's put that.
Let's just. Why don't we just pretend like the Raven? Oh no, that works.
So where's this one going?
Nice.
High C, low B. I don't know. There's an feeling pat. It's like around 30% savings. It's a decent variety. It's an okay.
Yeah,
it's decent. It's good. Okay. B minus again, but it's good.
Shut
and
up.
The last one.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Nurgle.
$103 saved. Usually it would be $343. That brings it down to $240. No, $240. So that's like 30%, about exactly. It's at least a decent variety. You got a Harbinger of Decay, the dude on the gross horse, 10 Rotmire Creed, 5 Putrid Blight Kings, and 4 Puskoil Blight Lords. Please don't ask me who's who. Those sure are Nurgle named. I'm guessing the Blight Lords are the ones on the drones because there's 4 of them.
That would make sense.
The next two, by the way.
I'd say right below the Cities of Sigmar.
Okay. Right now, we're at the generic
space. The next two were a repeat, so we can ignore those. They're basically already in D tier anyway. Yeah. The next one, this was the
dudes. It's just dudes.
No, the problem is this one is actually kind of like what you get in the set is good though. Hellblasters, which are very good intent so far. Chief
Librarian
Librarian Tiberius, Manius Calgar, Blade Guard as well.
Oh, it's 2 special.
I can't remember the value of this box set because this wasn't it wasn't like a proper Christmas box set, but these ones weren't as expensive as a lot of the other sets. So
I think put it maybe A tier. Like it's a good savings, it's good stuff, but again, there is not a single standout unit. They couldn't even bother with the shitty dreadnought like loading thing, like rip off.
It really needed. I was like, sorry.
There's like nothing standout in this box. It is sure a bunch of Space Marines.
Mm-hmm. The crazy thing is, like,
I think with the comment about the dreadnought, they just shoehorned it into so many boxes. They were like, we use them all up now. Oh, can't even use them now.
It's at least the centerpiece, though.
With this set, though, if this set had like instead of Chief Librarian Tiberius, it had Uriel Ventress, this would put it in like almost top of A, just because then he gives the ability to deep strike. You have the Hellblasters, which you need anyway. Just if you're playing Ultramarines, you need Manius Calgar if you're playing any Space Marines, because Ultramarines is the only thing that's viable if it's non. I mean, no, it's kind of a little bit. I'd say it was a bit, as far as fine where it is there, but you need so many more other things to complete your army. It's definitely not
just in comparison to the Tau, one space above. It's like there's so much more variety.
Keep the Tau where they are.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a nice box, but it's not. You need so many other components to fill out your army for that one. Unfortunately, though. The next one there is the Iron Hands one, my beloved.
It's pretty good. Now, it's Iron Handsy.
This box set is actually very damn good if you're playing Iron Hands / Iron Storm Spearhead, because I remember the savings you got on this box set. It was ridiculous. I think it was like something like 38 or 35, between 35 to 38% on it. The intercessors, just standard intercessors, all right. You don't really need 10 of them. But the fact that you get the Tech Marine and Ironfather Furious, who you could just run as another Tech Marine if you wanted to, and the 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts, it was a bit ridiculous, the amount of savings I think the discount that you got from the Redemptors was stupid on this kit. Maybe
I'd just sound like last year to me.
It was in 9th edition, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
This might have been 9th edition as well, so it was actually even better at the time because you could actually play Iron Hands. So the amount of things you could get in the kit was stupid. It does go in A tier. I think it's better than the Ultramarines one.
Okay.
It is better than the Ultramarine one. Not any better than the Tau one, though. It's not better. I think it's just better than the Ultramarines one.
All right. As you wish.
Oh, White Scars. Put this in the
no.
Bro, look who's not on a bike. Look who is not on a bike.
We were just complaining about it before.
Right.
So,
I'm just going to say,
sad.
I have no idea why they thought it was a good idea. And I saw the description where it's like, you get all of these spike squads, and Corsaro's there overseeing the battle. I was like, right, he should be in the thick of it on a bike, not on his own. On his lonesome, like, where's my
never
bike?
give him
it's in the shop.
Never, ever.
No Moondragon.
The fact he's not on a bike is crazy. Yeah,
He used to have the option to do it back in the old editions. You just had to make your own. But now it's not even there.
But that's not allowed anymore because then he wouldn't buy a separate model.
Yep. Can't have
the
fun.
problem with the bike squads things now, like, they are good if you're playing White Scars, but they've been replaced a lot by the jump pack and intercessors. So, which it's a lot of it's just replaced that in their builds. If you're playing,
White Scars, you'd still play with bikes, surely.
You can, and it's they are like things you have to build around, like a stupid combo, particularly with the chaplain there, which is useful. But again, like
guys.
It's good.
Sorry.
No good.
No, I'm sorry. No, I had something completely stupid to say, and you it cut out for a bit. So I thought you go ahead.
I mean,
finish.
The savings are good on this set, though. Maybe higher in B. It's better than I think maybe high top of B or something, just because the savings were ridiculous at the time. But it's not a cohesive.
I'd buy it.
It's also like 10 models, not even. It's 10 models exactly, I think.
Yeah, it's 10 models. I mean, I just buy it and try and kit bash something with Corsaro because I can't leave him hanging like that. Maybe graft him onto one of the existing bikes somehow.
Yep.
And the last one here we've got is
the new.
what is that?
Chaos one.
When are we gonna stop buying plastic at the price of silver?
It's worth its weight in silver.
Never gonna happen.
Oh, I think there's only one more, Andy. I think I said is it the Salamander one?
Yes. Oh, is it the Salamander one?
I think it's an image in chat.
Maybe? I vaguely remember this.
I can't even. I can't tell what it is.
I can tell you what's in the
40K because it's a 40K on top.
This was the Arcs of Omen Battle Force. Was this one? This one contained a Helldrake, 5 Chaos Terminators, 10 Chaos Possessed, and a Demon Prince. This was like the debut of like the Demon Prince model. The fact that the Helldrake's in there.
Battle Force.
Helldrake will never be usable. I have 2.
Why? I've got a question for some of you gentlemen in the you three, anyone in the chat, if you would like to enlighten me. How come the box that came out with the Vashtor event doesn't have Vashtor?
Yeah, that sounds about right. But I think Vashtor was in his own box though. To be fair, he was in the Dark versus Vashtor one. But yeah, this box is really weird. I don't know. There's not even a troops choice in this. Like, there's no troops in this. Battle line is what it is now, I guess. But whatever. Yeah, that's fine to put it there. The new Demon Prince is cool, but it's like... And Helldrakes are terrible. They've been terrible for like 60 years.
The Salamanders one now.
Where am I putting Salamanders,
this one,
by the way?
There's 20 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors, 3 Eradicators, and Agrax Agatone. This one kind of sucks right at the moment because at the time, Agrax Agatone, he allows you to reroll the wound roll, but he couldn't do anything better than things like Stern Guard or in standard Intercessors. Now he can join Blade Guard, which makes him good, but there's no Blade Guard in this damn kit. The Aggressors, Flame Boys, Salamanders, they're on. Eradicators, they're still good. They'll always be good. It's kind of a bit of a mid set. There's just way too many standard Intercessors in there. I think it just goes into... Again, the savings are good on it, though. They are pretty damn good. It probably just goes at the bottom, near the bottom of B, to be honest.
Sure.
Like, it's not... Like, they really need to update the Vulcan Hestana model, and then that he allows you to re-roll the, like, flamer weapons. And then if you put the devastating wound thing on flame weapons, so you're re-rolling and then getting Devi wounds.
My brother-in-law plays Salamanders, and he charged my Chaos Knight with a squad of like Blade Guard and one of the characters, and just one-shotted basically in one combat phase. Wow. It was a bit painful.
Yeah, takes poison investment, but they can be good. That is it.
On a high note.
Oh, very nice.
You Christmas out now. You said too much Christmas.
Humbug. I want Mariah Carey. I am not going to finish that sentence.
We had a few more donations, I think.
A few donations to go through, yeah. So Caleb Collins for $2 said, Fancore runs the chat. He's after Hal's Usi.
Yes.
Yum.
Very good.
Don't feed them like that.
Tom Warren, $2. I've got some beef with 2024. Literally everyone.
I had a decent year.
Same. I don't know if the country didn't in Canada, though. I can tell you that much.
Organoth with the 10.
It was literally election year for everyone, pretty much. Damn.
Yeah.
Ogranoff for $10. Organoff. Wow, I really can't read.
You did that earlier too when you called Yakub Yakuza.
I didn't even notice. Mary Slaneshmus. Do you know what? Someone else take over. I can't.
Mary Slaneshmus.
Crime laws. Yeah.
Mary Slaneshmus. Crime. It's Great Horned Rat Day. Gammoth draws with the 5. The new night box. Oh, wonderful! The new night box can only build 2 night variants because it lacks the top weapon sprues. So it's thank you, Games Workshop.
Funny, man. That's so funny.
Very cool, Games Workshop. Very cool.
What the hell? Nolan Baker. For 2 months. My cat Cetra the Imperishable is pregnant.
That's an awesome name.
Congratulations.
I do like that.
Congrats on the kitties.
Kittens. We like kittens.
Hollow Network host with the 5. Hey guys, questions. Do you think the new Eldar models will be in a combo box? Also, I just started writing. Hope to have the first video done by next month. Hey, hope it goes well for you, man.
Yeah,
well done.
And God, I hope so, but I don't think so.
I want them to be, because I will spend a lot of money on that box.
I think the best we can hope for is that the
good
Phoenix
idea. I think
Lords,
it's bad.
The best we can hope for is it might be like an aspect and a Phoenix Lord combo box each for like 15% off.
At that point, I might just wait for Zach Games to get them because he's quick with it. China #1.
Damn. I do feel like bad for so many other like particularly the Xenos race ones, just in terms of like you can't a lot of them like getting to kit bash to get over like price humps or other things. So like I'm able to like particularly the amount of eBay I've been using recently as well just to get cheaper stuff. So everyone wants to get a damn, you know, like I want to spend hundreds buying a full army. Yeah, spend like 150 quid and get someone else's old full army. So go for it though. We'll be saying though, the amount people in the chat, I thank well I'm not going to respond to some of the accusations.
You know, I'm gonna keep coping and believing that there will be an Emperor's Children versus Eldar box, but
I want Eldar versus Necrons box.
We're a few days
before in heaven, baby.
Bro, they will never acknowledge the ancient enemy.
No, we will never acknowledge.
There's a prediction that on Christmas Day they're going to debut some of what's going to happen in the Slaaneshi army. They're obviously given the
Slaaneshi.
I know. Well, we'll have to see because it'll be quite. I mean, Eli, you might just get one anyway, even if it's not perfect. Because you have
it'd be
like the rest of us, we have financial issues between the four of us. We keep buying plastic. I will say though, everyone who did donate, thank you guys so much about the stream. Appreciate that. Everyone was very generous. Again, Merry Christmas to a lot of people. Thank you guys for watching, obviously, all year round, and appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your Friday evenings wherever you guys are in the world. You know, just trying to make you guys have a bit of fun, such a little chill hangout with some of your boys here, though. Hopefully, Eli's also better because man's about to be ill for Christmas.
Classic. That's a classic.
It's the gift of Nurgle.
I think this is the last one though, just before Christmas. So again, Merry Christmas, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Oh, let's see. He's gonna grab the Doge.
Getting dog.
No, he doesn't.
No. Did not buy it.
I tried to pick her up to wave the camera, but she doesn't like when I pick her up anymore.
It's that look of don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not reading out Thankwell's last.
I'm going to put Colin in my basement. Says Battleship and Will.
Not mine was that.
And on that note, thank you all for joining us.
Goodbye.
Have a lovely Christmas.
See ya.
Love you. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate you.